Hello and welcome to the space of Food System Innovation Project. I'm going to explain what you can expect by joining in this program. We're setting out to have curious conversations with a stakeholder in the food system. That could be the farmer, it could be the grocery store, it could be your favorite restaurant, and it could even be the truck driver who brings the product from one place to another, who is also part of the food system. Before joining, there'll be a survey that has the purpose of creating some self-reflection. It's rather important to take this part seriously. I know it's not all of us who fancy filling out a lot of surveys. The idea, though, is that I or my colleagues who are facilitating gets a feel for what's in the space of each individual who are joining these groups, these cohorts. So it's rather important that we have an idea about if you have taken time to reflect upon the questions. Gives me a chance to prepare the meetings in the best possible way. And so if I had a little prayer, that would be that not everybody fills out that survey just 5 minutes prior to joining the meeting. It means I wouldn't have any chance to read them all and prepare and adjust the program accordingly to whatever questions or friction that you're experiencing. I would also like to say that if filling out surveys is a totally killer for you, it's just draining all of your energy, then please don't do it, right? But could I then ask you to read the questions and go for a walk in nature and just ponder those questions? Just sit with those questions. And the most important part here is that you take the time to reflect upon it. In this program, you could say that what you put into it is what you take away. There's some dynamics here in play that it's up to you what benefit you would like to take from this program. So when you are joining the first meeting, what we'll be doing is that we'll be connecting. We're creating groups of, let's say, 4 to 6 people coming in from all over the world, different walks of life. We have students connecting with senior citizens, songwriters, and connecting with engineers. And there's a lot of different people in this space. So what we need to do, first of all, is to connect with each other, learn about who we are and how we are coming into the meeting, sharing these ideas about why we are participating in this project, for instance. We also have a custom of doing some breathing exercise. You could call it a small meditation. So many of us have so many meetings online and whatever. During a day, we come from a meeting, we enter this one, and we have another one right after. And so 1,000 things going on. It's really important to settle in to this meeting to be present. So it's not an option to turn off your camera and do some other things while you're listening with only half an ear and only interacting or responding when asked. Also for the other participants in the program, that you are there, present, listening, paying attention, responding is rather important for their experience, and likewise, vice versa for you. After we go out and present ourselves, I'll probably go around asking what could be the worst possible outcome for you by participating in this program, by reaching out to a farmer or a restaurant, and we'll also tap into what could be the best possible outcome. When joining this program, you will also now have access to our Friendly Friday meetings. That is a space where previous participants in this program keep joining, connecting, sharing, networking, etc. And so we found that many people, once they've gone through the program, find it really helpful to have a space where you can kind of stay in contact in between. You want to do something else, maybe it'll be in a couple of months you would like to repeat. And so just keeping momentum and staying connected, they find it really helpful to have this space where we can join each other and share what's going on in our spaces, get some inspiration from the other participants, and simply supporting each other. So when the meeting is over, the first meeting, we invite you to reach out to your facilitator to have a one-on-one conversation with him or her before joining the next meeting. It is a shame if we are not getting this whole idea right, if we have questions, if we hold back and wait to the end of the program to actually reach out and ask and get in alignment. So why not do that first and get to know how we can, in the best possible way, support you getting going and taking action in this program. That is, of course, voluntarily. Then in between the first and the second meeting, we'll ask you, the participants can connect with each other, share their story. Then for the second meeting, before coming into the meeting, there'll be a survey again, and we'll be asking you to define who you would like to connect with. Is it a farmer? Do you know which one? And we'll also be presenting to you some material about how to reach out. Let's say you'd like a template for how to write an email or how to go about it. We'll also present to you the materials that we recommend reading about how to conduct a curiosity conversation. So you have a preparation before you come in for the second meeting. In that meeting, again, we'll connect with each other, we'll do the breathing, and we'll now go into breakout rooms. In these breakout rooms, one-on-one, you'll meet with another participant and have a chance to practice how to hold a curiosity conversation. It's rather important that we understand that here it's not about your agenda, it's not about you changing anything in that other person's world, it's about you being really curious, authentically curious about what's going on in the other person's world. What could you possibly learn from a 19-year-old student or from a 70-year-old senior citizen? I bet there's a lot if we actually dare to ask. Come back and we'll share our experience. We like to close the meetings with gratitude. And so before next meeting, reach out again to your facilitator to share what friction you have in your space. There's always something, probably, most likely. There will be some friction about how to reach out, procrastination, things going on. So really take the opportunity to reach out for that support. Before coming in for the third meeting, there'll be another survey. This time we'll probably focus more on any friction that you've experienced. What's the progress you have done so far? Try to define that. And when we then come to the meeting, we will actually celebrate friction. It sounds rather particular, and I think it's fair to say that in this program, don't assume that this is just business as usual. I've heard many people say this is a weird program, and that might be true. And I hope so, actually, because we want to do something different. We want to go beyond our comfort zone. And so that normally creates friction in people. And if we could just share that with the group, that's normally all that's needed to discover that somebody else is having the same experience. Then in these meetings, we'll go out in breakout rooms again, practice one more time for how to hold a curiosity conversation. Maybe last time you paid attention to, hey, I wasn't actually just curious, I was starting suggestion about what to do about this and that in the best of intention, but you forgot to just lead with curiosity and build on the positive. Things like that we'll discover together, and we'll once again close with gratitude. By now, the participants in the program normally get to know each other well enough to want to hang around and keep the chatting going, connecting. And so we'll start to have what we call an after party. So after the official part is over, we'll invite you to hang around and just keep connecting and getting to know each other even better. After this meeting, the third meeting, now it's time to go out and have the curiosity conversation. Maybe or hopefully you have established by now a meeting with your favorite restaurant or your grocery store or anybody who has something to do with the food system. In case you don't, then there is an opportunity here for reaching out and connecting with one of the previous members of the program. They for sure have a story to tell, and wouldn't it be wonderful if you could actually be curious and explore what kind of stories unfolded in their space with their experience going through the program. Now for the fourth meeting, there'll be a survey again, and we'll be tuning in this time on storytelling. What you are discovering in this program when you're reaching out, when you're experiencing your own friction, we'll ask you to define what is your progress in this program. Then in the meeting, again, We'll be celebrating that progress. And if it turned out that the whole thing was procrastination in your experience, we'll be celebrating that as well, because there's a growth opportunity for anybody who becomes aware of something that is creating friction in their space. And so reach out to your facilitator if you would like to do something about that on a one-on-one level. In this meeting, we are tuning in on storytelling. It's really important, or it's a good idea, to tell whatever you encounter in these spaces to the broader audience in the world. That you have an experience going through this program, learning something about yourself, or learning something from that organic farmer. And if that other person out there got an experience, hey, there's actually somebody there who really wants to listen to my story, I'm sure you have impacted at least one more person in this world. But if we could actually now start to tune into how we could tell other people, show what we've learned, that could be in many ways. It could be through writing, it could be creating a video, you could create some art, you could even create a song. Let's just start to consider what we could do to have an impact and cause some ripple effects in this world. So try to define an action plan is part of the fourth meeting. Coming in before the fifth meeting, we'll start to ask you in the survey about feedback, because this program is evolving through all the people that are joining the program. We are adjusting, we are developing, we are evolving with participation of the people. Coming into the meeting, we'll share our progress. The particular thing about this meeting is that we'll now hear from our peers in this program what they hear unfolding in our space, because we may have this idea that, hey, I didn't get to connect with them, or it didn't turn out right, or my expectation wasn't met, or whatever. And so I don't really have a story to tell. And oftentimes our colleagues in this program see something unfolding that we didn't see ourselves. So we'll invite these colleagues of ours to tell us what they see happening in our space. And it would actually be very beautiful if those who just experienced a huge procrastination during this program, if they dare to tell that story, because later new participants will have a chance to see, hey, I'm not the only one, right? So please consider sharing whatever it is that you learned in this program with the rest of the people in this program, broader even to the whole Farmers Footprint community and to the whole world through YouTube. Even that would be wonderful. For the sixth meeting, we hope to have inspired you to reach out to your peers in this program and starting connecting by now one-on-one outside the program. It would be a really good idea if you could have a curiosity conversation or anything going on in your space with another peer before coming into the sixth meeting. And in the sixth meeting, it's all about showcase. It's all about presenting what we found so far. How can we tell our story? Practice telling our story. We'll invite the public, the other members in Farmers Footprint, to join and hear our stories. And so it's simply about celebrating. Once you've gone through this program, you probably by now have more colleagues and peers and connections made. And so we'll invite you to hang around, join the Friendly Friday meetings, and maybe you have now also a project, an idea, a dream, something you'd like to do. And what better place than finding your people in this space who could support you in starting to take action about any idea you'd like to bounce with your colleagues, any dream you'd like to see happening. What support could you be asking for? And let's sit with that. This is our invitation to you if you would like to join this program.